Hi guys, my name is Jasmine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you that know or don't know, this is my very first YouTube video. I am so excited yet so nervous at the same time. But for today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I achieved this look. This was a look that I went ahead and recorded a week back, but my camera had died. So this is what the picture looks like of my look from last time, which is the same exact thing as this. So if you guys want to go ahead and see how I achieved this look, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so first thing I like to go ahead and do is I like to prep my eyes. So I like using concealer to go ahead and do that. I use concealer over my eye, and then I like putting some setting powder over it. That way everything is nice and even, because I don't know if you guys can see, but my eyes are a little red. Or I guess you can say they're a little darker than the rest of my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I don't know if it'll go ahead and focus there. There we go. I'm using shade Medium 26. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this all around my eye. And just gonna blend. What I like to use to blend is the little Morphe sponge. It's really nice because it's a little bit on the denser side, so I can get everything blended in. Perfect. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this. So what I use to set my eyes is the Dermablend Professional Loose Setting Powder. So it's this one here. I'm gonna use the same thing, so I'll use the sponge, and I'll just go ahead and put this on my eyes. If you guys see me looking over here, my mirror is just right here, so. Alright. Might be really weird, but I like to feel my eyes just to make sure it's nice and smooth, and it's smooth. So we're good to proceed. So the palette that I'm going to be using today is a palette that I got on my Boxycharm package. It's the Ace Beaute Grandiose palette. Beaute, right? That's what it said? Okay. Yeah, so Beaute. It's actually really cute. It has a lot of warm tones, a lot of pinkies. I don't really use them, so it was my first time actually using the palette, and it actually works really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and use strictly these colors for the entire time. So first color I'm gonna use is this one right here. So I went ahead and zoomed in for you guys so you guys can see a better definition of what it is that I'm going to be doing around the eye. But brush that I'm going to be using first is the Moda Pro crease brush. This is what it looks like. It's very good. It's one of my favorite brushes. I use it for basically almost anything and everything. So we're just going to then grab that first color. We're just going to put it all around the eye. Next color we're gonna use is Cinnamon. This one right here. We're gonna use the same crease brush. I'm gonna use this as my transition color. So I'm gonna put this right on the crease. And a little more in here. So I think we're good there. All right, next color I'm gonna use is this one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that around the crease of my eye. And blend that out. And the brush that I'm using now is the Morphe M441 brush. I got this from the James Charles collaboration. Loved that collaboration, by the way. So good. So I'm just blending this in the crease, and then I can bring it into the corners as well. And then I'd want to blend this upward. Using the same Morphe M441 brush, I'm going to go back with cinnamon. And I'm just gonna go and run it through again. Inner corner as well. Okay, so we're done with that. So last color that we're gonna be using around the crease is going to be this lovely color right here. Let's see. There we go, put that around the crease. I'm gonna have to focus a little bit. Perfect. So just blending that away. So we're all done with that. Now for the center of the eye, I'm gonna blend 2 colors. So it's gonna be Prime Rose, and then it's also going to be Myrtle. It's gonna be, where is it? This one right here. So I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm gonna blend those 2 together. I'm gonna go put it in the center of my eye. So I'm gonna go back with the Moda Pro brush, and I'm gonna grab cinnamon again, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blend all of this out, just to make sure we have a seamless finish. We're pretty much all done with this section. If I want to go ahead and add more glitter, I will do so, which I most likely will because I feel like the glitter just vanished. So I'm gonna go back with Myrtle and Prime Rose. Just gonna put that in the center. Perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the other eye. Okay, so we are pretty much 90% done with the eyes. I don't finish off the eyes yet until I finish off with the rest of my face, just because I'm a little messy when it comes to concealer and setting it and everything. So pretty much when I'm almost done with my face, that's when I go ahead and start putting the under shadow and everything, just to go ahead and complete the eye look. Same thing goes with the lashes. Yeah, you scared me. Same thing goes with the lashes as well. I'm really weird when it comes to having powder or anything like that on the lashes, so I go ahead and I do that last. So we're gonna go and continue on with the face. So one thing I like to go ahead and do is spray my face with the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Matte. I have a very oily T-zone, so I really love to use this. I like to do a lot of things to try and make my face, well, especially my T-zone, matte, just because I do struggle a lot with that. I mean, of course I love the highlight and the glow and all that good stuff, but I try to use it very carefully. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this really quick. Of course, covering the shimmer of the eyes. Oh, just gonna let that dry a little bit. All right, we are all dry. Now what I'm gonna use is the Professional by Benefit. This is literally my favorite of all time. Holy grail for me, pretty much. So I like to use this on my T-zone. If I can get some of it out, because I'm literally running out of it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a dab there. Especially on the nose. Right there. And on the chin. So. Have you guys noticed that when you go ahead and put your makeup on, you make like the weirdest faces of all time? You're just like, I do it all the time. I'll just spread the rest around. Nothing hurt. Oh yeah, this area right here. Okay, so we're all done with that. Now what I'm gonna use is the Huda Beauty Matte Perfection. Make sure we shake that shit. Just gonna, again, add that there, there. All around. All done. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. And for foundation, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Full Filter Foundation. It's one of my favorite ones because it has basically medium to full coverage, or pretty close to full coverage, and it leaves you nice and matte, which I love. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all around my face. I'm gonna be using my beauty blender brush. My beauty blender. Just gonna go ahead and pat, 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 pat. I always like to start little by little. I don't like putting my foundation all over my face, just because this one I feel like tends to dry pretty quick. So I like to go ahead and do this one at a time. One of the concealers that I like to use is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I am shade Golden Beige. I like to use concealers that are pretty light just so I can highlight, make it look a lot lighter. That way it just brightens the areas, because I want it to go ahead, when I contour, I want to contour. So I'm just gonna put this in the designated areas. So gonna go back with my beauty blender, just gonna blend all this out. All right, so we are all blended. Now it's time to set the face. So to set the face, I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder. This is like, I use all Huda Beauty products, honestly. It's my favorite of all time. The color I'll be using is Blondie, because I like the yellow undertones. So in order for me to go ahead and use this, I like to go back and use the Morphe sponge, just because since it has the little angles, I like to use one side to highlight, and then I like to use the other side to contour. So I'll show y'all how I do that. Just gonna add a little bit of that on my chin. One thing I like to do is I like to sculpt this area right here. So just gonna bring that down. I like to do that. Same thing on the other side. Now I'm gonna contour. So to contour, I'm gonna use the same thing, the Huda Beauty Easy Bake, but I'm gonna use this in shade Cinnamon Bun. It's not too dark, but it still gets the trick done. So I'm very careful when it comes to using this, just because of the fact that if I use too much of it and I don't use it carefully, it like leaves a streak. So that's something that is one of my biggest pet peeves. So just gotta be careful with that. I'm just grabbing a small amount. I don't know if you guys can see that there. Just a very, very tiny amount. And I'm gonna line it up the same way as I did here. So you guys might be able to see this, might not. So right there. Bring that down a little bit, and I'm just gonna flick it, flick it. Yes. Normally when I go and do my makeup on my own, and I'm so happy with what I did, just because I'm just like, don't mess up. I'm like, yeah, let's go. If I do it again on the other side, I'm like, Of course, no one's perfect. You might not get it right, but it's cool. Just as long as you know, you can go ahead and set it there, blend it out afterwards, a-okay. All right, so I'm gonna let that set a little bit. While that's going, I'm just gonna chill, because I don't like doing anything else until I finish baking. So we'll be back. All right, so now we have baked enough. I think we might have over baked, but it's cool. Wipe all of this off. I am using the Morphe M527 brush. Again, it came with the James Charles collection. Okay, so we are all done with the blending of that. I'm gonna start using the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette. I like to just add a little more powder to my face. I'm gonna grab my brush. It's one of these e.l.f. brushes. Perfect to add my highlight. I like using this middle color here. It's called Lyric. Pat that on there. Just pat this here. So after I do this is when I'm gonna add the eyeshadow at the bottom. Alright, so now for the contour. So I like the middle shade here, Shadow Play. So grab my Luxie 522 tapered highlighter, but I don't use it as a highlighter. Use it as a contour. Just because it's nice and pointy, so. Again, weird faces, it's natural. Alright, I'm gonna add a little more bronzer, so I'm gonna use the MAC Give Me Sun. So same brush, just gonna go ahead, just define a little bit of that area. Because I love me some bronzer. You know, I'm a little bit on the thickum side, so I don't have the skinniest face. Contour the nose a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a thinner brush. You know what? I've never used this bad boy before, so I'm gonna give it a shot. The M137. Let's see how that one does. Because I feel like it might not be used for this, but why not? Using the same MAC Give Me Sun, just for a hint of contour. Another thing, I'm gonna use some blush, so why not go back with the Boxycharm palette that we got last month. So I'm gonna go in with Clove. Just gonna give it a little pat. And a nice little dab. Ooh, doesn't look bad at all. Again, give it a nice little pat. Cute. Okay, so I am all done with the eyes. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add my lashes and I'm gonna add the brows too. I'm not gonna do it on camera just because it does take a little bit. So I'll go do that and I will be right back. Okay, so I am all done with the eyebrows and the lashes. Now what I'm gonna do is basically like just last minute touches. So I'm gonna add some highlighter and then I'm gonna go and do my lips. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Dose of Colors collaboration, Desi X Katie, you know, my girls. It's gonna be Chasing the Sun. So it's one of the newer ones that they've had. Here I'm gonna use the Morphe 438 brush. It's really, really good. So I'm just gonna pack that on. Ooh, yes, hunty. And then for lips, I'm gonna use Jaunty Blue in shade 955 Spice. Just gonna line my lips. So I'm a little far from the mirror, just gonna use this really quick. Done with that. Now I'm gonna put lipstick over this, if I can find it. So I'm just gonna put that. right, I had to put my hair down for a little bit just because, you know, I felt like I was looking a little weird with it up. But last thing I'm gonna do is set my makeup with some Morphe Continuing Setting Mist. So just gonna go ahead and spray that all around the face. Whew. And then while that's drying a little bit, just gonna grab a little more highlighter. Just, you know, better the glow. All right, all done with that. All right guys, so that completes this look. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, it was my very first YouTube video, so I was a little nervous, a little too nervous. So if I spoke too much or if I was a little too quiet, I apologize. Bear with me. More videos are coming your way as well. So again, thank you all so much for watching this video from beginning to end. Again, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but oh god. But I really appreciate all of you watching this. I will go ahead and I will try and post another video soon. But if you guys enjoyed watching this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe as well, just so you guys can stay updated on when it is that I go ahead and post my next video. Thank you.